In this video, I will go over the sequencer import file provided on the support website and explain each tab. To start, please leave the first three tabs untouched and start from the assembly line. In the assembly line tab, you will want to list out all assembly lines and their cycle time. You can also add an optional description. In the View tab, you can define which view will use which assembly line as their main assembly line. You can have multiple views with the same main line. In Station tab, you need to define all the stations that exist on the assembly line. Even if you have entered this information in Dashboard, you need to relist, and this should match the dashboard information. Here you can also specify if a station is backflush point. By default, all the last stations are set as a backflush point. If a station is not set as a backflush point, you'll not be able to see part and resource violations. In the Graph tab, you can define how your assembly lines are connected to each other. If the assembly lines are not connected in the graph, you'll not be able to add both of them in the same view. In Column tab, you can define what different columns the view will have and for which assembly line. You can choose from any options provided on the comments. In Storage Area Station tab, you need to define which storage area delivers to which station. You should always have a one-to-one mapping between the storage and a station. You cannot have two storage areas providing the same part to the same station. You can, however, have two storage areas providing different parts to the same station. In Order tab, you need to list out the unit serial numbers or an optional order number with a model ID. Only these unit serial numbers will be scheduled using this file. In Order Assembly line, you need to define the line schedule date, which is your planned finish time for an order on that assembly line. On Time Slot tab, you should provide enough slots to cover your whole day on one assembly line. You need to provide these slots for all the main lines. On Order Station Resource tab, you can specify which order will use what resource on which station, and this is where the resource violations will be counted from. The same kind of information is provided in Order Station Part tab. In the Storage Area Part tab, you need to define how many parts does the storage area have. You should not update this information in advance, as the inventory reconciler and sequencer both take this information in account, irrespective of the modified on date. So that will conclude our discussion on the sequencer import file. To import this file, you will need to use the UI feature Import Sequencer File in Sequencer module.